So we might go back, but I think, okay, I'm liking this. I would say the only thing now is that the B and the O are about the same size, and I usually do prefer to have vowels be a little bit smaller. Again, it depends on the font. That's not always true. But I am envisioning this to be a little bit more of the kind of style I've been into lately, where it has like lots of nice bounce to it. And if you make the vowels smaller, just throughout words, it just adds that nice bounce when you're typing. I'd say the only thing now is the B isn't quite so, it's a little bit sharper than this O is. And I think I like that. I wasn't thinking of something with some of those sharp edges, but I don't know. Let's just kind of mess with this O a little bit. So I'm going to make this bottom curve just not be quite so rounded. I like that. So I said before that I like to overlap. Some letters, I just give it, instead of giving it 10, this is a curve and not a straight line. So I'm just going to give it 5. Because I don't want to get too close over here to this edge. This is the descender line. So all the parts that go down, like the bottom of your G. I don't know yet where I'm going to make that. So I'm just going to leave it for now and I'll adjust it later. And that's part of why I don't really worry about the metrics up front, because I want to be able to change things up as I go. So once I get everything done, then I resize the font so that it'll fit in correctly. I do a little math to make sure that I have the correct height for a font. We'll get into that later and just keep drawing. So I am at the E. Really kind of digging this music. So this playlist is by, his name is Harris Heller, and he put these up for free on YouTube, Spotify. I'm playing it off of Spotify for like streaming, and you should definitely check it out. So let's go ahead and grab our connecting tool over here, this nice pink thing, and pull it up. Okay, so again, because it's a curve and it's not straight, if this was straight, then this would already be over several. So I just go over like 3 to 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, and bring it over here. Okay. Probably in that area. So what I'm going to do first is just make sure this is closer to the angle that we want. I'm going to look at one more thing and I'll show you why. So oops, I don't want the O, just want that part. Okay, that's not too bad. So what I was saying earlier is that when the way you draw an E in real life, as I'm calling it, is you would go like this, or you would go, in the case of the M, right into it. Now with these connecting letters, that doesn't really work so well, because if I were to start connecting way down there, it would go into that letter before. So usually instead of these two ways is you would do O, E, or M, E, which is kind of how I'm connecting it here. But I just thought the OE looked, this part looks a tad low. So I'm just going to bring it up a little bit. I think that connection looks better. Okay, we will go with that. Now, one thing that you can do is make ligatures of the others, and I often do, so that you can have your ME or OE or whatever combination you want. That's where ligatures are super fun. And if you're not sure what a ligature is, it's a special character in a font that is 2 or more other characters put together. A lot of my fonts, if I don't have any other ligatures, and this is my newer ones, it's not my older ones, but if I don't have any other ligatures, I will at least include a TT ligature usually, because on the front of my title image that I make for all my fonts, it says from Brittany Murphy Design or by Brittany Murphy Design, and I have that usually in the font. And when I've got letters like this next to each other, it just doesn't look as nice as, say, that. So this would be a, this would be a T ligature, a cursive T ligature. Ooh, okay, so ours can be another tricky one. And the reason is similar, except even more so, to the trick of making it work from one letter to the other. Let's say you would normally make AR, for example, like that, right? Well, to make this fit exactly, so we do have our little tool up there, right, that I use for connections. I could make the R start exactly like that, but not every connection is perfect the whole way. Like, they all end right here, but for instance, the O, it's not going like this. It's going like this. And I could make my O go like that, but then the letters just start to not look very natural. So the way that I do this is I don't have your traditional R connection. Again, so if I want to do that, I add a ligature. And I do often. It's a lot of fun. But the way I'm going to fix that is instead I make my R have like a stem. So it's going to be more like that. So the other reason I do that is because if you make it to start here, first of all, it's not going to always start perfectly with all your letters. Second of all, when you have a word that starts with an R, because I used to do it this way. If you have a word that starts with an R, it's going to look like this. Well, that doesn't look right. You want your R to start. So I just make my base R go like this. And then again, I go create a whole bunch of ligatures if I want to have the option for it to work the other way. This is probably a good place to stop for today. So we'll go ahead and stop, and we'll just save the giveaway for next time. And thanks so much for coming by. Really appreciate it, and have a great day. Thanks.